I'm Karen Onthank from Integrative Strategies Forum. Some inexplicable reason it's not working on my computer, though it seems to on mine. Anyway, we had a question from the Q&A. Educating tourists will likely enhance the orientation for reducing plastic pollution. Here, the tourist guide might be of help. What is your view on this? And that is obviously for Jim.
Absolutely. What I was trying to do is give a realistic picture of the opportunities and the limits on tourist guides in the way of promoting sustainability and the need to deal with plastics pollution. So I do think if done properly, tourist guides can educate. I just want to point out that we have to be very careful not to appear as strenuous one-sided advocates that gets into things that could be deemed controversial. So I definitely agree that the tourist guide's role, a key role, is education. The question is how to do it in a subtle and sometimes indirect way, as I tried to point out. But yes, for sure, the tourist guide should view themselves as educators on these issues within the confines of their professional roles. Sure.
Thank you, Jim. And then another question we have from Philippos is, what was the largest obstacle you had to overcome to achieve your amazing successes?
I think the biggest obstacle, because the project started a little bit before COVID-19. I think it was the COVID-19, because at that time we started using these plastic masks, the plastic gloves, people got paranoid. And then after all these difficult financial times, people were not able to listen to sustainability issues and reducing the plastics, because they wanted to cover up what they lost from before. So that was the biggest obstacle, I believe, that we faced when we tried to implement to implement the project. But we have the support from the tour operators, and we have the support from the government that helped us to overcome this. But if I want to add I want to add 2 points. One point is with regard with the lady about saying, the lady that she left from South Carolina, I think, or North Carolina. I can hear you.
North Carolina.
Okay. When we are people from at least I am a person from the tourist industry. So we like to make tourism more sustainable as possible. And we try to not chase the numbers, just try to get quality tourists, and we encourage people to stay longer and come throughout the year. So there are some things that we can do to mitigate the problem of mass tourists. So for example, in Cyprus, in the past years, we used to clap when the numbers increased every year. But now we want to focus, we don't want to keep increasing the numbers coming to the island, more than 4 million, more and more. We want to get more people spread throughout the season and come quality tourists and stay longer. That's one thing, and I like the idea about training the guides. And actually, I had the opportunity in Cyprus, we have a school for guides. I had the opportunity to introduce sustainability as a class in their school. But this with sustainability has to go to all schools, all vocational schools. You want to become a chef in the industry, you need to know about sustainability. You want to become a waiter, you need to know about sustainability. So it needs to be in our training, in our training system. And Panayota, our person that is a manager of the project, she's been teaching youngsters. She's been going to elementary schools presenting the project, and you have a lot of response. So it's our hope. The children is our hope. Yes. Thank you.
Okay, and we're almost out of time. Olga, did you see any questions in Russian in the chat? Or I guess we could ask if there's any last questions before we close. Right.
На все вопросы, которые поступили в чат, уже в чате же и ответили.
appreciate your patience for we went a little bit over time here, but I want to thank our speakers, Filipos, Oleg, Susan, Jim, Olga, Karen, and our translators, Victoria and Veronica. We really appreciate all your input on this and all the participants, your questions and your patience with all our little glitches and everything. We will be doing additional webinars. The next one I think may be on circular economy. We'll be exploring this concept a little bit more. And I think that's it. Olga, anything from you?
Спасибо большое. Спасибо большое. Я также хотела поблагодарить всех участников, всех выступающих, организаторов и переводчиков за очень интересный вебинар. Я также хотела присоединиться к мысли о том, что нам нужно обмениваться опытом, объединять усилия, и вместе мы сила, мы можем сделать очень много хорошего для устойчивого развития. И я также хотела продолжить мысль Джеффри о том, что действительно мы разошлем информацию по этому вебинару, а также все ссылки на инициативы, в которые вы можете принять участие. Это инициатива ЮНЕП, это инициатива неказийская, инициатива Европейского экофорума по туризму и пластику. Мы очень заинтересованы, чтобы другие организации активные, а также отдельные активисты могли присоединиться к этой инициативе, и мы вместе будем работать для того, чтобы сделать туризм устойчивым и дружественным по отношению к пластику. Я думаю, что у нас впереди еще много очень хорошего, интересного, полезного, не только вебинары, но и наша дальнейшая деятельность в рамках вот этой инициативы, неказийской инициативы. Ну, спасибо, до новых встреч.
And thank you all, and I think we will all be signing off. Bye.